My god, it's the third time I record this. Hey peeps, Paladin's team, gameplay design team. I would like to start a conversation about Crypto State on Apex Legends, the legend with the lowest pick rate. Hi, I'm Fractal. I currently hold the #1 spot on kills on PC with Crypto. English isn't my first language, so I will appreciate if you could respond this effort by hearing my feedback on the topic and maybe responding about Crypto situation. Quoting Jit's retweets, we listen to your problems, not your solutions. And since then, I focused on analyzing Crypto performance by playing on casual played, ranked matches, VR and arenas, competitive games in order to give the best feedback I could give you on the character I enjoy the most. After that, I came to the conclusion that Crypto has a really good set of abilities, but mainly a terrible design problem built around it. So I'm going to list every ability I think there is in the game, and going to try to speak about the design problems I see with him. Starting by the drone and the scan, like talking about the scan on the drone. It has like these contours built to it. The drone being like really predictable and really static to shoot at. Anyone with a good reaction time and precision, it takes no seconds to kill it. It makes a lot of noise and it's easy to see, so it doesn't take time to find it as well. It has like really low HP, so even getting it to the place you want it to be, it will most likely die in his way to there. And it has like this really massive hitbox. This making it like a ability that doesn't last any seconds. The design problems I see is as the initial axle in the drone, it makes it hard to maneuver with it, so it will die really quickly. It has a really long animation, and the drone placement time takes a lot of seconds. There is no ability that takes that much to cast it per se, so it's not worth it. There is no way to cancel the drone deployment, so that can get you killed a lot of the times. The scan is looking in the wrong direction when you throw it in one particular direction. So if there is like nowhere to put it and you throw it to the sky, it just won't scan anything. And if you throw it in front of like in direction towards a team, it most likely won't scan anything, because if the team goes past it, then the scan is not working again. It has like a really long cooldown for a scan. I know there's a lot of abilities, I will talk about it later, but the cooldown and the tactic, it has to be mentioned. It's 40 seconds for a tactic. And okay, moving on. The rewards to the risk that you get from trying to deploy the drone to the risk you take while doing it, it's not worth it. The time you waste, the placement you have to find, the fact that when you're against really good players, you want that the drone won't last like more than 0.51 second. So it's just not worth it to place it manually and throw it. And it's the same when throwing it to the sky. So this ability as it is like, we can say, not existent. So I don't consider Crypto at all as a scan legend, as some people have said before. So let's talk about his billings or scouting ability. The fact that you can get into the drone and watch these guys. Spotting teams with the drone is kind of hard, and it can give away your position if by chance the team that you were looking for is really close to you, and spotting them is hard again by how the camera is designed. And also, like if they shoot it if they shoot the drone while you're trying to find the team, then you're really screwed, because again, you have 40 seconds cooldown for you to do anything. So the camera having like this really old type of filter in it kills you. I mean, well, it doesn't kill you. The point is, having this camera effect in your camera, it makes it really hard and doesn't make sense. If we speak in like a futuristic place, having this drone camera having such bad quality, and it also, like, you sacrifice your awareness or on your surroundings, and most of the times the reward you will get from it is not that big. You could possibly see the people with your eyes sometimes. So the power this ability is supposed to have is just not existent. And again, you risk losing your drone for 40 seconds, which can get you killed. You can get pushed in 10 seconds. So getting no abilities from you trying to find the teams is like really not worth it. Speaking of the team on average, ability is the one I like the most. Of course, this is designed to just not give you precise information on how many teams there are. And you can maybe get overconfident with it, but okay, I feel like that part is okay. The thing is, like, I mean, the information expires really quickly, and one thing is that if you're fighting, you can't know any of these things, and this is mainly because the efficiency you can get with the drone is not enough to being able to fight and check if there are two parties at the same time. You either you check before a fight and after a fight, but there's this problem with the drone. Again, you lose it mid-fight because you're probably going to lose it mid-fight. Then you don't have awareness of if there are teams around you, because the 40-second cooldown is just way too long. If I fight a team, I EMP them, I scan them, I lose my drone, fine, I get what I get from it. Then after I finish the fight, because we know Apex fights should last from 10 to 20 seconds, and if if a fight lasts more than 20 seconds, then it's a really bad fight. And the problem is that you lose your drone in the first 10 seconds of the fight. You won't have any awareness of third party on the next 30 seconds. And this is like something that kind of goes against the concept of crypto. Again, having this problem with two things: how inefficient the drone is. I can't know mid-fight if there are third parties coming, because how inefficient it is to take it out. And again, the cooldown thing will screw you up after a fight. So yes, going to the beacon scan, which is one the most popular ability in competitive play, there is like almost no counter to it. Like if you're camping the beacon, you can destroy it, and you can maybe push a team off, and maybe you can push the team, which could be cool. The drone itself, there's like not that much of a problem with it. The beacon is kind of hard to scan sometimes. Banner retribution, revive team ability. This is one of the most popular things and practical. But as long as I've gone to higher levels of the game, I've seen this ability being less useful. The problem is that banner camping is still something easy to do. If a team actually wants you to death, this is something really impossible to pull off, because banner camping is really easy. To shoot the drone, it has this massive hitbox and it dies so quickly now. Crypto giving away his position, they have tools to chase you, like having Seer, having Valkyrie. If they find out where your drone came out from, then they're going to look for you. And you're a crypto, you don't have ways to run. There are some strategies you can pull off, but the area it has is small. For newer maps, the area of the drone is not enough for a storm point, and if I'm correctly, the next map will be just as big, so it won't be possible to find to get the banners in such maps with the range it has right now. Also, maybe the speed, maybe how much it takes to get the drone, it sometimes is just way too much. I don't know if like the best thing you can do is to get into the maximum position to be the safest possible, but that takes time, and if the team is looking for you, you also have to make time for that, and then the time it takes your drone to find banners, so then there's a problem. Again, if you have to be safe to be able to get the banners, but if they want you dead, then you can't. So what's the point in getting crypto if I can't get the banners if it's not safe? I think the only place where this works is it's when a third party came and they don't know anything about you. So this is like the best case scenario, where third parties are just way too busy fighting or doing something else, and they just knew that you're a crypto going for banners. And last, we talking about the EMP. It has like a lot of counters to it, because if a team is not grouped up, it's less effective. If the team is in a building, then you don't get like any scans or any crucial information on their ubication. You have to talk it, and sometimes a lot of times, fighting against good teams and good players, your EMP is just way too hard to pull off. This is because of how the drone is so weak now. And even then, if you pull off a good EMP, well, teams can defend themselves with a lot of abilities, stall the fight long enough. And even though if it used to be like this really crucial and turning tables ability, but maybe in the current meta, it's lacking a little bit of how decisive it is. The EMP is right now doesn't go off if you're down for some reason. It's something hard to follow up because you need like another legend that helps you with getting close, but then you sacrifice like 2 spots in the team, so it's not really worth it to lose two spots on a rush composition if you can't rotate or defend yourself from bad situations. So something else is that you have to communicate all the information you get, and you can get mistaken. And if someone have no shields or drop their shields, you don't know what shields you damaged, so they can't negate all that information if they want to. So in this case scenario, I think he's lacking a little bit of this info part of his kit. And also you can grief your team by using it, so they have to be like really close to the enemy team so it can be effective. But if they are too close, you can grief them, so it's like really dangerous ability to use. And if you use it from far, you just won't get anything from it because people can just pop bats or shoot you when you're trying to get close. And I think the worst part out of all this, and as I've mentioned, the EMP, I mean the drone being so easy to kill, so easy to destroy, and losing all your abilities just because you wanted to use one of them for 40 seconds, I think it's just the worst part of his kit. He definitely needs something that doesn't pushes you to just use one each time you try to use anything. Because I know crypto doesn't have any cooldowns, and if you're effective and you are really mastered with it, you can get a lot of them if magically you pull this off. But the problem is, when you're fighting with a team, you won't be getting more than one thing or two with the EMP. And then all of the other things you want crypto has are lost. Because if you try to use the other things with teams around you, you lose them. If you try to scan, you will lose your drone. And then you lose everything. If you try to survey, I mean, if you try to look for teams from the sky, they can shoot your drone and you lose it. If you try to EMP and somewhat you lose it, then you lose everything in the most important point of a fight. So I think he's getting incredibly punished for just trying to use his own kit, while most of the times you can't even get anything, even if you use your abilities correctly. And as better the teams are, it is easier for them to punish you, making it a really bad character to try to use against like really good teams, and also really unpleasant to learn from a low level because of how ineffective and dangerous and complicated and punishing their abilities are. So I just said that it has a problem even against really good teams, and you may say, oh well, he's a Seer counter in the current meta, and I would like to talk about that specifically. His interaction with Seer will be like, if the enemy team knows that you're a crypto and they know what they're doing, you are bound to lose. Because then if they ult first because they panic, then you destroy the ult and you win. Let's say you win because of it. But then if you ult first and then there's no way for you to destroy the Seer ult, then you have mistaken. Then Seer wins. Okay, so what happens if no one uses their ult? Then Seer wins because he has a scan and a passive that he can use without any problem. Throw your drone, because if you do, you'll lose it, and then you'll lose your ult, and then Seer can ult you, and then you lose. So the only reason a crypto can kill a Seer is because the Seer, for a bad reason, ulted first when he shouldn't have, and this only could happen principally when they panic ult and they don't know they're facing a crypto. And this can happen way more on early game. If you land with a Seer, you don't get much, while he has his tactic and his passive, which are really strong abilities, and he gets his ult first, so you can't counter it even if you want to, because his cooldown is lower than yours. So even if there are teams that can bait a Seer to ult himself first, the Seer technically shouldn't lose if he plays it well. I do also have ideas on what I would love to see on crypto. I think that some changes. I know that you don't like to hear what should be the change, what ideas we have for buffs, but I really feel like these changes are needed. So I think first of all, most crucial, his cooldown should be of a fixed value. Depending on how much time the drone survives, the cooldown on it should be determined, making 40 seconds the maximum cooldown. The other idea I have is that the drone animation and sequence should be like halved, and it should let you cancel. So this for you to be able to use a drone more effectively and not being so punished for it. And because it takes you like 3 seconds to cast, and then the seconds it takes you to take the drone somewhere. So it's like way too much. It's just way too much. I think the drone should be always facing down when thrown. This is just to simply help his current design, because in the way you throw it right now is if you throw it somewhat to the sky or in a diagonal direction, the scan just won't be scanning almost no one, and most of the times it just won't be enough. And most of the times you are in the outsides, not always on closed buildings. So I think this change will help him so much. I think the passive, I know this is something that they've said out of the times, but I really feel like if the passive wasn't linked to the drone itself, it could be so cool. Like if the only requisite could be to see the banners and pressing a button. This could improve his efficiency and making him have an actual passive to his name and not becoming useless whenever he loses his drone. The drone surveillance camera should have a neater visuals, and I think enemies should be marked like on a box or in any futuristic way you can find. This to help him actually become a surveillance legend, or for you to actually get something from getting into the drone and scanning people and reducing the error factor that he has to it right now. When enemies are EMP'd, I think enemies should be scanned for like 0.5 seconds to 1 second, so everyone can see you. This only not like a really long scan, but only for your team to know where people are. And or even you could give him the old Bloodhound scan, where you only mark people from where they were when they were hit. This is simply just to give you information to your teammates. I think this change this is my creation and my favorite, and I will be like really happy to see something like this on Crypto. Is that if Crypto is scanning someone, he gets a Bangalore-like speed boost. This could improve so much his way to be him catching up to the fights. I think this is crucial because he can get behind if he tries to scan, he tries to PMP, he tries to do anything, and he can get behind. But giving him this could now be worth the scan, or losing your drone to scan could now be worth it thanks to a change like this. And also, and most importantly, making it a more fun legend, because right now people are are not interested in him. Another idea to improve his cooldown could be that his drone has like a really short cooldown, and if you lose your drone while the EMP is fully charged, then your EMP should lose 40 seconds on his cooldown. I think that could simply help with everything, solve all of his cooldown problems, because there's just no justification to not do anything about how the cooldowns are working right now. I think some small changes I would like to see as well is that please remove the door scans and bin scans. Like that's information that doesn't helps me at all, and it will most likely cause visual clutter that won't help me in anything and can get me killed and has get me killed. Drone range I think could get a little buff from like 50 more meters. This principally because of how maps are really big now, please. And extra drone acceleration, so he gets to maneuver easier and maybe actually dodging bullets or being able to get to the places it needs to be faster. And the last change I would like to see is that, or one idea of a change it could improve him, is that if you're scanning someone while piloting it, you get like an extra scan, maybe knowing the shields, maybe knowing some stuff about it. Like having a reward for being in the drone that's actually worth it could be actually cool, because of how it is right now. There's like just no reward on getting into the drone and finding people. And that's all the changes I have. I would like to know what you think, and thanks if you reach or you heard all of what I had to say. I will leave the script I prepared in case my English wasn't good enough. And once again, if you agree with anything I said, please share this message so maybe the devs can see it. And please stay krypton. See you later, alligator.